Hello everyone, welcome to Straight Out of Somerset's first ever vlog. So back in the summer I took lots of video of Brendan and our horseboarding training and I've only finally pieced all the pieces together to make a video, and I thought I'd do a voiceover with it about why we were doing what we were doing. And thought I'd actually start the vlog by showing you the pieces of the safety harness with the tow rope, so it makes a little bit more sense in the video what we're up to and what all the pieces are. So I'll start here with the waistband for the rider. Velcros around your waist with a D-ring for the safety leash to attach to. This part is then a safety leash with one of those panic clip fastenings that hooks onto your belt D-ring. It means when you are then on the horse and you want to release, you just release from your waist and it's done. The next part is this piece. As you can see, the safety harness, the leash part, is attached to it. So as you do your release from your belt, it pulls there, that pops off. Now this bit connects to the saddle. So it's on a D-ring on the back of your saddle. So that's where your tow rope then attaches to. So as you release, clips off the waist, clips off the back of the saddle, and the border is separate from horse and rider. The same would happen in a fall. As soon as the rider pulls enough on that safety leash, if they're falling, which I can guarantee you works, I have tested it a couple of times, it pops straight off of the back of the saddle, and in some cases this second sort of panic release is activated. So the rider sticks with this part, and then the border has the tow rope end. Horse, border and rider are all separate. Nobody gets hurt if you all come adrift from each other. Reattach that one. Whoops. So a lot of horseboarders add this to their tow rope, just some sort of fleecy sheepskin like girth, I can't think of what they're called now, but like your sheepskin that could go around your girth. Add that to your tow rope, and then the rope isn't sort of rubbing across their bum. Rocky wasn't keen the first time we used it and we didn't have anything on. He wasn't a huge fan of just the rope moving from side to side across his bottom, so we added a shorter piece on. Brendan's actually less keen about this part. His spine is quite high and this touches a little bit, so we've brought the this fleece cover all the way up and around the top of the tow rope there, and we are going to be getting our saddle pads, here we go, in our lime green colour. I actually have two because we're going to get them adapted so it just sits out a little longer, and then this part is touching here as opposed to directly on his back, which should make him a little bit happier because he does like a little bouncing of the bum. This was one that we tried out. I literally cut a flap off of a picnic blanket and sewed it onto the back of a saddle pad. And even just that tiny thin piece of material was just enough that it made him much more comfortable about having that pad or that piece of metal not actually physically in contact with his back. So there we go, there's the elements, obviously on the tow rope. It's like a water ski rope with a handle for the boarder to hold on to. And then you'll be able to see a bit more in the video about how it works and completely with the releases. The saddle harness is a D-ring. This one has another set of D-rings, a bit like you'd have on a helmet, like motorcycle helmets have this like double D-ring. I haven't seen riding hats with it for a long time, but back after the days of your chin strap and a hook, my hats always had this double D-ring fastening. And then two pieces come off of that, and that's the harness that goes around the saddle. This is how it looks on the saddle. There's your D-ring at the back. This harness, as well as being in funky team colours, has these handy clips, so it's a lot easier than threading through the D-rings, especially if you have to adjust sort of on the go or quickly. So you pop that on the back, and then those two pieces go along the gullet of the saddle, out the front, and up and under your saddle flap, and there's that nice and secure. You can always sort of tie this down a little bit if you want to stop that, but with this fastening it's much easier than the D's, and it doesn't slide through if it does work its way loose, especially when they're new. So there we go, there's a bit of an introduction to everything. I really hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, sit back and enjoy what we got up to through summer. So we start off with the short leash that goes from the waistband down to the D-ring on the saddle, jingling it around so you can hear the metal clanging about, and then a little throw to mimic a release. All cool. So the next stage is that we connect the leash to the D-ring on the waistband and the D-ring on the harness on the saddle, and then we head off and we have a little walk, have a little trot, jingle it all around, and then another release at the end, the whole time convincing him he doesn't want to have a canter because he thinks something exciting is about to happen. There we go, no reaction whatsoever. So we rehook back up again to repeat exactly the same, but this time head off and actually canter the course. So I don't head right off to the bottom of the course, but come in part way along the first long side into canter and head up towards what would actually be going through our second set of gates if we were at a competition. Around the short side through the second gate and heading off, there we go, second gate, and then heading off towards the third gate and our diagonal change of rein. There we go, fourth gate completed, on to gate 5. Gate 6 and across for the 90-degree change of rein. Back through these top sets of gates that we did at the start of the course, and this time, rather than at the next gates going off across the diagonal, continue on down the long side through what would be a finishing gate, release, and big pats for being such a special boy. On this stage we have hooked up the full rope system. Chris had already hooked me all up, passed it to me, and then I've just done a circle around him and we started the video as I've handed the rope over to him. Take a step forwards, have a halt, pop some tension on so he can feel that, and then head off into walk. Lots of pats, lots of reassurance. Very, very good boy. Getting used to the feeling of the tension across his bum rather than with long reins them being across his sides, and that I'm riding whilst he's then got somebody walking behind him. We were going to stop here, but he'd been such a good lad that we decided we'd carry on up around the short side. We had already done just one long side previously, and that was all good. So heading up in walk around the short side of the arena. Excuse us hiding in the shadows, and my camera appears to, in the heat, because this was all filmed last summer, sweated. That's my best description for it. So there's some blurry spots, I'm afraid, but yeah, heading through that top gate and still all is good. And then coming round for the what will be across the diagonal change of rein. Still all cool as a cucumber and being a good old boy. And then a release. And again, completely cool about that long rope. And yeah, and with, I should cut that a bit short, being completely cool with the long rope being thrown. This time we're going to put in a sharper turn because he got a bit edgy about the rope travelling from one side of his bottom to the other. So back to a usual sort of hook up with the walk forward tension and then halt tension and then walking on. Again, being very, very good. And then I just put in a sharper turn to the left so we can really see Chris starting to appear from side to side. And then around to the right, a bit like just doing 2 half 10 metre circles. And yeah, getting used to the feeling of that rope travelling across his bottom. And then again, another hook up, passing over the rope. Walking forwards and a halt. And here we go, voila, first board pull. Taking it all in his stride. And another nice release.
Behind your face.
Here we have a boarder's eye view of what we've just been doing.
No, I reckon we're going to the end. Sorry? Yeah. I know you'll seem keen to just do a lap. I'm thinking, no.
So here you can see the rope, how it gets handed over, where it's attached to the back of the saddle. The walk forward, and then you can see how Chris just puts a bit of tension on the rope, and then walk on.
Just release love, we don't need to get to the end, do we? Just release love, that'll do, won't it? Prove the point.
And there we go. On this run around the course, we decide to up a gear and go into trot. We keep the walk on the long side to keep that the same for him for now. And in a moment, just as we move on to the short side of the arena, we just pop up into trot. There we are, up into trot, and all is going really well. So we'll come across the diagonal and we're literally going to take this course moment by moment, seeing how he goes. And so far very good around the first turn in trot and through the flags. Still being very good, so we just keep going. Down through our last sets of cones and ready for a nice release.
No, still do the course.
Here I'm going to leave you with the border's view and
That's what was melting his brain on it.
listening to us chatting between each other and to Brendan on our way around.
Very sensible. No worries. Happy days. Yeah. That's it, I'm off to the left of that one. Keep the pace going. Go, walk away. Right, so I'm on the left, Brendan. And steering over to the right, Brendan. On this side, Brendan. Can you see me, mate? Go back to the lefties. That's it, Brendan. All there. Right, keep going. Trot when you're ready, I would. I think we're good. Yeah, Brand's over here. There's a good boy, Brand. Now Brand's going to switch and come up the other side of you. So we go from that side. No, I'm this side, Brand. You can see me? You switching over to this side, Brand? Move for the switch. Now, Chris, there's hundreds of cones. What are you going for? What are you doing? Oh shit, better turn man. Yeah, looks a bit nervous. Hey Brent, you okay? He's looking at quite a lot. He didn't like the 90 where I went over a lot. Yeah, the speed, that was hard to make. Oh yeah, okay. Do you really need to turn that aggressively? It's almost straight though. And release.
Here we're back with board revision again, and this time brave pants, and we canter.
It's not as clever as it might be. I hope so, because I made the corner. Fucking chickens. Don't let it coming through. Sorry? Why not? Finish into the other field though. No, it probably belt his brain, so we'll finish after that with him. And release him. Beautiful, my dear.
For this clip, we welcome you to the Southwest Training Centre for Horseboarding. And this was one of our more successful attempts over the weekend. As you can see, he's starting to get a little anxious at the start. We're in the pits here and we head off out onto course. New routine of walking out, getting into trot once you're out of the pits. If we were going to be doing course A, which would have been straight ahead start, turn a circle, then start the course. But here we haven't needed to, we've come across the short side of the arena to change around and onto the right rein and for the start of the course.
Well, that's good. So
I've stuck in trot here. He'd been getting quite anxious through the weekend. It's the first time he's actually ever been out somewhere new like this with us. He stayed overnight somewhere new. He hasn't had Rocky with him. There was a lot going on for him to take in. He'd also, for the first, what I think is potentially the first time ever, warmed up with other horses, walk, trot and cantering all around him. Yeah, lots of new first things for him to take in. So here we go into canter. Head across the diagonal. The 90, sorry. It's all about, this weekend, about keeping him cool, calm. There was quite a bit of bucking starting to happen again, which I think was just anxiety. So through the double gates and across the diagonal. You can't quite hear Chris over the wind noise, but there was a lot of talking back and forward about the pace that we were doing, and as you can see, telling Brendan how good he was. And here we are coming up to the finish flag, all done. Unfortunately, our next run wasn't quite as successful, and I took a tumble. And we haven't been able to board since. But I'm looking forward to getting the board back out again this year. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed our first vlog and what we have been up to. Currently at the moment Brendan has an abscess, so he's off work and he's been off work for a little while with just a couple of reoccurring ones. So we're hoping that he'll be back into work soon, and then as soon as he's fitter and a bit stronger we'll start reintroducing the horseboarding. Horseboarding UK are actually running training sessions at the Southwest Training Centre in Wiltshire pretty much once a month from next weekend all the way up until I believe October might be the last one. If you head over to their website there's full details about everything you need to know, whether you want to just take yourself along, your horse along, whether you're a boarder that would like to have a go. They accommodate everyone, all levels, huge friendly bunch, and I can't recommend horseboarding enough. Hope you enjoyed everything and we'll see you again soon. Bye! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed our first vlog and what we have been up to. Currently at the moment Brendan has an abscess, so he's off work and he's been off work for a little while with just a couple of reoccurring ones. So we're hoping that he'll be back into work soon, and then as soon as he's fitter and a bit stronger we'll start reintroducing the horseboarding. Horseboarding UK are actually running training sessions at the Southwest Training Centre in Wiltshire pretty much once a month from next weekend all the way up until I believe October might be the last one. If you head over to their website there's full details about everything you need to know, whether you want to just take yourself along, your horse along, whether you're a boarder that would like to have a go. They accommodate everyone, all levels, huge friendly bunch, and I can't recommend horseboarding enough. Hope you enjoyed everything and we'll see you again soon. Bye!